Dear friends, in this week we are going to discuss the use of open access material, and you will also learn how to develop the open access material or open education resources. I hope by this time you have come to know that your research work has two parts. These findings of new ideas, findings of new formula or new concept or new knowledge, and the dissemination of this new knowledge or new idea or new formula for wide circulation. This publication may be in print medium or online medium. Any type of research demands the ethical practices. We have already discussed the ethical practices which are required to be followed during the research work in the previous sessions. We can summarize here again. So, ethical practice to be followed in any research work. And you have heard that there are two parts of research work. One is findings and one is the publications. So, in case of findings, you must follow certain norms. Like the findings in the paper must be accurate and true. The paper or article must be original work of the researcher. All the sources and quotations must be meticulously and clearly identified and referenced. If you use any phrases or passages of any collaborator, you can put them in an inverted comma. The contributions of other researchers must be clearly stated in detail. Acknowledgement must be given to all who gave assistance in your research work. The second part is the publication. So, while you publish any document, any research findings, you must follow the copyright laws. So, always use the self-created contents. You may use the material released under CC license or open license. You can also use the copyrighted materials which are not available under CC license, but you have to follow certain conditions. Like if you use the copyrighted material or copyrighted resources, you have to take written permission from the author, or you have to give the link if you use the online resources. You can also use the materials which are available in the public domain, but in that case you can check the validity of the copyright. And as per section 22 and 23 of the Indian Copyright Act, copyright expires 50 years after the death of the author. So you have to remember all these things. Now, the term open is familiar to all of us. We oftenly use the open access, open content, open courseware, open source software, open education resources, and the open licenses. Let us explain what is open education resources. All of us are researchers, so we know the concept of open education resources. The OECD defines the OER as digitized materials offered freely and openly for educators, students, and self-learners to use and reuse for teaching, learning, and research. According to UNESCO, OER is a teaching, learning, and research materials in any medium, digital or otherwise, that reside in the public domain or have been released under an open license that permits no cost access, use, adaptation, and redistribution by others with no or limited restrictions. So educational resources which are available in the public domain free of cost is known as the open education resources. So if you want to publish your content as open education resources, you have to publish it in the public domain and it will be released under a suitable Creative Commons license or open license. So OER is the open access material, but to become a content as OER has certain features. OER is any teaching, learning and research material that is available in the public domain. It is clear to us. But 5R is associated with the OER term. What are these? The reuse, the revise, the remix, retain and redistribute. These 5 R's are associated with the concept of OER. Let us explain what are these 5 R's. So first one is the reuse. So you can reuse the original material without altering the original form. This is a reuse. Revise. You can revise the original material, original content, and you can use that. You can remix. That means you can revise the material, you can mix up the material with other content, and you can use that. Retain all these things, all the materials. And you can also redistribute. Means you can redistribute the material subject to certain conditions. So these 5 R's are associated with the open education resources. You can reuse it, you can revise it, you can remix it, you can redistribute it, or you can retain it. So open education resource is an open access material which can be made available online or public domain. If you publish your content as OER, you will get a greater response because the material will be available as open access material. I hope you have understood the concept of open education resources. Thank you.